Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat, and today I am so excited to do my October TBR because it is the spooky season. So as you know, I read spooky things all year round. However, in the month of October, I like to read books which focus on monsters, ghouls, Frankenstein retellings, ghosts, witches, vampires, zombies, everything you could imagine monster style. So today I have 15 books that I'm putting on my October TBR. Now, I do not expect to get to all of these. This is like my ultimate dream TBR. So first, I'm going to talk about the readathon that I am participating in, which is Fortnight Frights, hosted by Seji from The Artisan Geek. So her announcement video was probably the cutest and had the best vibes out of all announcement videos I've ever seen. She's dressed in a bat costume and she's dancing around on roller skates. And then she gets to the announcement. So I'm just looking at the TBR bingo and I will put it up for you guys here. So the first one that I will definitely be getting to is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. So this ticks off a Latinx author, an LGBT plus author, dark fantasy, and an undead character, because this is following Jekyll, who is from a traditional Latinx family, but they have a problem accepting his gender. So he wants to prove that he is a real brujo. So with the help of his friends and cousins, he performs a ritual by himself, and he is planning to set free the ghost of his murdered cousin. However, he actually ends up summoning Julian Diaz, who is the school's resident bad boy and will not go gently into death. And then they want to figure out how he was killed and why. So the undead character is obviously the ghost that won't pass over. Adrian Thomas self-identifies as queer, trans, Latinx. So definitely part of the LGBT plus author box. And then obviously Latinx author, and yeah, dark fantasy because it's dealing with death and gender identity, and it's fantasy. So let's get to the next one. The next one is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bazterrica, who is an Argentinian author. This has been on my TBR forever, and I wanted to get a physical, but I just gave in and got the Kindle because my books are getting lost in the mail and I don't want to just throw money away. So this ticks off the boxes for Latinx author and also translated. So this is a story following Marco, who works at a meat processing plant. Although this is set in a dystopian where animal meat has become poisonous to humans, so in order to get our daily intake of meat, we have started consuming humans, and this factory makes the human meat into more palatable forms. Sounds dark, sounds gruesome, sounds very horrific, and perfect for Halloween. And the next one is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So this is a classic, I guess you would say. This was given to me in a book crate by Bookishly, I think last year or the year before. And this takes off a short story and pre-1960 publication. And yeah, I've just never read this classic. So I guess it's about time I do. I think it's only about 140 pages, so it'll be quick to get through and also help me to get the bingo. So at this point, I do have bingo now on the board, but I just want to mention one other book, which is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, who is a Indigenous American author. This is the group book, one of the group books that Seji has picked. However, if I don't get to this, I won't be that put out because I will just read it the next month in November, which is Indigathon, which is hosted by Brody at Et2 Brody. So if I don't read the group book, I won't be that hard on myself because I can always read it the next month. So that finishes up my TBR for Fortnight Frights. Moving on is to a buddy read that I'm doing with Alicia from Alicia Reads. So we're going to read 7 Years of Darkness by You-Jeong, who in the past I said was a male author. Correction, she is a woman. My bad. And this one is following a murder of a young woman who people are trying to cover up, and I believe it's at a dam. And they're trying to hide the body while also simultaneously not revealing their own secrets and their own shady past so that they don't get in trouble. And I think it sounds really interesting, dark, and also it's a Korean author I haven't yet read. So I'm really looking forward to reading this with Alicia. So next up are just books that I want to mood read whenever I want. And this is Victor LaValle's Destroyer. I've been saving this all year for October. It's a graphic illustrated retelling of Frankenstein with a text written by Victor LaValle. So Victor LaValle is an amazing author, and Frankenstein is one of my favorite books, and this illustration style is just to die for. I am dead. So this is really, really, I cannot wait to read this. I might be getting to it like first. And also, I'm going to be doing a mini burst where I read 3 Frankenstein retellings, this one and 2 others. Let me know down below which retellings you think I'm going to read. So let's stick with the monster, zombie, undead theme here, and I'm going to talk about The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. Okay, so the sun is out to play, so I apologize for the change in lighting, but we're just gonna continue on. The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. This has been on my list for a while, and I have just not read it because I've been saving it. So this is following a girl who puts to rest bone houses. So essentially her and her family are grave diggers, and they settle the bones, and then when they rise again from the cemetery, they put them down permanently. So they're kind of like zombie hunters, I guess you would say, except that suddenly the bone houses aren't staying underground any longer, no matter what they do. So it just sounds absolutely perfect for Halloween, and I can't wait to get to it. The next one on my list is The Ghost Tree by Christina Henry. This is a new one that just came out, and I am so excited to get to it because Christina Henry writes really amazing like retellings of fairy tales. 2 young girls are found torn apart at the edge of town of Smith's Hollow. Lauren is surprised, but she expects the police to find the killer. After all, the year before, her father's body was found with his heart missing. She starts to have visions of a monster dragging the remains of the girls through the woods, and she knows she can't do nothing. Oh yeah, it sounds really dark, really gruesome, and Christina Henry is an amazing, amazing author, especially interweaving fairy tale and gore. So I could not be more excited for this one. Next, let's switch to vampires, and I have 3, and they all have very different tones. So of course, I have Lost Souls by Poppy Z. Brite. So it says, at a club in Missing Mile, North Carolina, the children of the night gather, dressed in black, looking for acceptance. Among them are Ghost, who sees what others do not, Anne, longing for love, and Jason, whose real name is Nothing, newly awakened to an ancient, deathless truth about his father and himself. Others are coming too. 3 beautiful, hip vagabonds, Molokai, Twig, and the seductive Zilla, whose eyes are green as limes, are on their own lost journey, slaking their ancient thirst for blood, looking for young, supple flesh. And then they go on a road trip to New Orleans. Okay. I just love Brite's writing style. It's very gory, it's very dark, so if you can't stomach very, very gory things, think like Kin by Keelan Patrick Burke, then Brite is probably not for you. However, if you can stomach that kind of thing, I recommend Brite immensely, and I am highly looking forward to this book. Next up is a curveball, but one that I couldn't look past. So this is ocean-themed book with vampires. Hello, my perfect book ever. This is Hold Back the Tide by Melinda Salisbury. So it says, everyone knows what happens to Alva's mother all those years ago, but when dark forces begin to stir in her town, Alva has to face a very different future and question everything she thought she knew about her past. I read a different blurb a while ago, like when this book first came out, that it's talking about the seashore and things that are happening along the shore, and I'm like, are they mermaid vampires? Are they Selkie vampires? Why has no one made Selkie vampires a thing yet? I'm very excited about this. I'm intrigued because it's so mysterious. The blurb doesn't tell you that much, but like, I'm ready. And then the last one is one that is immensely popular, and the reason I'm reading it is because of that. So this is From Blood and Ash by J.L. Armentrout. So a while ago, like at the very beginning of my channel or even just before it, I read some sort of Greek retellings that Jennifer L. Armentrout did, and the writing was amazing. So this has extremely high ratings. It's rated like 4.43 by 21,000 people. The kingdom is failing. There is a forbidden romance between the princess and a guard. This has vampires. So I'm not sure if the evil outside the city are the vampires or if she herself is gonna be a vampire. Are the guards vampires? I don't know. I just know that there's vampires. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Next up, let's do witches. So here I have a male witch story. This is Half Bad. So I got this actually at my local thrift shop months ago, obviously, for $1. So I feel like this is the perfect time to read it. It says, meet Nathan. He's half white witch, half black witch. His mother was a healer, his father is a killer. He's been kept in a cage since he was 14, but if white witches are good and black witches are evil, what happens if you are both? So obviously there's problems with white being good and black being evil. Like, when are we gonna stop doing that? Usually I think I've read wizard stories, but I'll be intrigued to see how this story is. And the cover also got me, and for $1, why not? And then the other witch story that I'm really excited about is The Scapegracers by H.A. Clarke. Hannah Abigail Clarke. So this one is following a lesbian teen witch who decides to cast a spell for like the cool girls at school, and then she gets pulled into their orbit. And I think it just sounds really interesting, really fascinating. Anything where it's kind of like witches and a cult where the person is kind of orbiting outside of them, a la like Bunny by Mona Awad, I am very interested in. Okay, we have 2 left. Second to last is Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. This is following a young woman who ages out of foster care, and she accepts a job on a remote island, and she's going to kind of help the facility that runs there. However, she doesn't realize that ghosts from the past kind of haunt this island, and she's grappling with her own mental health. So I think it sounds really interesting. I've been really interested in it for a while. I've been going back and forth if I think the time is right for me to read it, because I don't like to read books focusing on mental health that much, but I'm feeling in a really good place right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And the last of the 15 books I want to talk about with you guys is Black Cats and Evil Eyes, a book of old-fashioned superstitions by Chloe Rhodes. So this was given to me by my lovely aunt, I think last year, and I've been saving it obviously for the spooky season. So this just goes through various superstitions all around the world. So it's, I think, one superstition for every page or so, and I'm really looking forward to learning some stuff that I don't know. So yeah, this should be super fun, and I'm very intrigued about it. Yeah, so that finishes up my 15 books that I am tentatively putting on my October TBR. Please let me know what you are reading for Halloween, because I love spooky books all year long, but especially during Halloween. We love some spooky books, especially if there is queer rep. So please let me know what you're reading or what you're interested in me reading. And if you've made it this far, leave some of the spooky monsters that I talked about down below as emojis, and I will check you guys out. You're not library books. I will see you guys in another video soon. Lots of love. Bye.